the middle school band director last year, I am now going to be the high school band director / middle school band director this year. I will have a middle school assistant, her name is Jennifer Bradley, and she'll be probably, coming in, periodically to meet with, middle school students. And you might see her, sometime in the high school as well. All right, so, I'm gonna start with what I gave the students. All the students that attended band camp should have brought home what the beginning portion of the handbook is something that we're doing new this year, because I'm a visual person. So everything that I tell them, I like to give it to them in writing. So if you want a copy of what I gave to them, if they didn't show you what they have, let me know and I can make sure I get you a copy. So the vision statement for this year is we strive to push the boundaries of musical excellence, creativity, and discipline. Through dedication, collaboration, and passion, we aim to inspire our community, perform with pride, and set a standard of excellence both on and off the field. Together we will create unforgettable experiences that resonate with every note, step, and performance, making this season our most extraordinary yet. Okay, the attire I'm gonna talk about when I get to you guys' paper. I had like a set of expectations for them to follow for band camp. Some of these expectations are going to spill over to practices when the season starts. Like number one, be on time every time. So I gave them a motto for band camp, and it's to be early is to be on time is to be late. So if they are late to getting in formation for when we're supposed to start, then I have them to run, and it's not a lot, that I have them to run around this little circle area 3 times and then they come back. That's to prepare them, actually condition them for the marching season, because not only are we doing football games, we're also doing parades as well. So they will need to be conditioned and prepared for that. So far, most of them have maintained a positive attitude, so I'm grateful for that. They do have respect for staff and peers. Hydration is very important. I told them even outside of band camp, outside of band practice, they should be drinking at least 2 to 3 bottles of water, at least. So they can stay hydrated, and not get out to the practice field and get sick or feel sick. So hydration is really important. Cell phones. I have started collecting cell phones at the beginning of practice. At the beginning of practice, they have to put their phones in. Now I tell them they can keep them in their pocket, but if I see them, they go into my box. And then I keep them until the end of practice. So if you guys text them and they don't text right back, it's probably because they either their phone is in their pocket or in that box. I do give them a few minutes after dismissal for them to text and at the breaks, I told them, if they have a break in between, like in between going to the field and coming in, they can be on their phones then, but it's not a whole lot of time. So, in case, you guys are wondering why they didn't text you back, that's why. Okay, let's get into the agenda for the meeting. Number 1 is donations. I asked every band student to donate 1 case of water and 1 case of Gatorade. The water and the Gatorade we've been using water for band camp. We'll be using water and Gatorade for the football games, for parades. If we still have enough for parades, we'll be using that for parades. I'm encouraging them to donate because most of our activities we have to fund. I'm just gonna put it out there. I want to say last year, the year before last, the students had to pay, first year students had to pay $200 band fees. And I thought that was too much money, until I actually was told, oh, you wanna feed the band? Oh yeah, your band booster have to pay for that. You also have to pay for, so we've got to pay for our bus drivers. So band booster pays for the most of everything that the band does. So when we think about fees, and I thought that the former director was being extreme by asking for $200, but actually that's not even enough to cover everything that we need to cover. However, I do have a plan. But we're gonna talk about fundraising in just a few. Let me go ahead and talk about the fees. So all students are to pay a fee of $100 by August 1st. Some students already paid this fee. The students that paid, I think it was like April 20th or May 20th or something like that. I have a spreadsheet of all the students that have already paid this fee. You will not have to pay another fee. But if you have not paid that fee, then the fee will be due by August 1st. I'm trying to use that for uniforms, so that the band booster won't have to do, because they've been doing uniforms also. They've been doing uniforms, they've been paying bus drivers, they've been, the band booster has been covering everything. So because of the reduce in the fee amount, I think it's only fair that, it's paid by that time. And let me explain that. Because when we order uniforms will have to be ordered in enough time for the person to come out, because they send a person to come out and measure each person. Well, the company that I'm using, they send a representative out to come and measure each band member. Those measurements go to the company. The company makes the uniform. It takes a while for that whole process and for those uniforms to come back. With that being said, that's why I have to have those fees in by that time frame in order for us to have uniforms in a timely manner. If all the fees are not paid by August 1st, we will have to do an alternative uniform. And I'm gonna talk about that in a few minutes. Okay. Let's look at that third bullet point when it talks about, that's under fees. So this is something that's gonna be new this year. All band students will be fed at least one meal this year, and let me explain that. So after school, before the games, the football players go to the cafeteria every Friday after school, before the games. They go to the cafeteria to eat. Band members don't. I think that's unfair, because the football players, they play in the game. The band also plays in the game. So I feel like the band should eat too. I'm still working with the district on trying to figure out other ways for them to get fed without us having to use the band booster account. Also fundraise, but we're still in negotiations. So however, I got some suggestions in the back of this. We're gonna talk about it in a minute. So I think I covered a little bit of what the band fees cover. And I have a bullet point at the end of that first page that gives you a little bit more details on what those fees pay for. Not only do we have to pay, for the football games and everything, we go on band clinic trips, and those band clinics, for instance, for example, one band clinic in particular we go to every year is at Colin, Copiah Lincoln Community College. We have to pay a bus driver to get us there. We have to pay the registration fee while we're there, And that covers, you know, their food and everything while they're there. I'm planning on doing more of those clinics this year because I want to give students a wide variety of experiences. I want them to experience Colin, Pearl River Community Colleges. I also want them to experience Jackson State, Alcorn, USM, William Carey. I want them to get a broad range of experiences. That way, when they get ready to decide what college they want to go to, they can get a band scholarship at any of these places, but I want them to be prepared to go into those auditions knowing everything that's going to be asked of them. And those band clinics is a good idea because the professors actually tell the students during those band clinics, this is what you'll be required to do for an audition. So, do I have anyone have any questions on anything on the first page?
For some of my parents, when you say all band students will be fed at least one meal this year.
Okay. Oh, and I shouldn't have said 1 meal this year. That should have said 1 meal per game. 1 meal per game. That yeah. I was typing fast. Thank you for that. Good question. So after school, it's gonna either be after school, and I'm aiming to do both after school and during the break. So usually they used to have a break after halftime. I want you guys to actually help me decide how to handle that. Last year, and the previous years, the previous director let them go to the concession stand for their break. This year, I'm suggesting that the food comes to them. So if the food comes to them, it's gonna be maybe a hot dog, a bag of chips, something to drink, or a hamburger, bag of chips, something to drink. So I want you guys to help me decide because I want them to stay in the stands for a number of reasons. Reason number one, it's a lot of them. It's not a lot of staff. You know, right now it's myself, Miss Middleton. They're lighting. But yeah, it's myself, Miss Middleton, Miss Max, Mr. Jackson, Miss Young is another one of our instructors. We have some staff. However, the students outnumber the staff. So we send them to the concession stand. They're also competing with the fans for who's gonna be in line, and then who's ever at the window, they are serving who's ever next. They don't say, okay, come on, band members, y'all can come on to the front of the line. They have to wait. So that's a whole quarter gone by, and we still waiting on band members. So for that reason, and other reasons, safety reasons, I really would rather the food come to them. But I want you guys to help me decide. So I'm gonna wait. My band booster president could not be here, so I'm gonna try to hold off on deciding on that until you guys can. She on there?
Yeah, she on FaceTime.
Okay. Well, but I still want her to chime in so that you guys will be able to have a parent meeting and decide, are we gonna bring the food to the stands or send the students to the concession stand? Okay. But however you decide on that, the students will be fed after school. That's gonna just be if I have to go out in the community, and that's what I told myself, if I got to go out there in the community and ask for donations, I want the band members to eat after school before every game. That's just something that I'm just passionate about because they cannot perform at their best if they home. And we can't blame them for wanting to go to wards and wanting to walk to Family Dollar if we don't feed them. So I gotta find a way to get them fed before every game, after school, before every game. So, if y'all can help me with that, I hope I answered your question.
That was for my parents' question.
Okay.
Ms. Webb, I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you say we gonna get, like, your plan is to be fed after school, does that mean everybody needs to be over at the school, or if the ones go home, they won't be accountable to eat? So would that be something that we have to put into place and say, hey, Friday, be at the school by this time to make sure you eat, or do everybody just stay over?
Some people can go home and come back, but they will probably need to be back by a certain time. Unless they eat while they out.
If they go home, we can possibly do a covered plate for that student.
What she say?
She said if they go home, we can do a cover plate for that student.
But we have to know.
We have to know. She said she had to.
Also,
Ahead of time.
just speaking on like different things that I've been to the previous years, if you reach out to certain restaurants that they have in Bassville, sometimes, or even in Prince, sometimes they're sponsored. So like you said, you ask for donations, like for instance, like I use.
Candy, come get my headphones.
When I go to them, my name is Stephanie, know this over Subway, hey, I'm trying to do my dancer this Friday. I know the store credit costs $45. She'll say, give me $25 and pick up and pay by Wednesday. So maybe we can do that, and then the sandwiches be cut in so many pieces. You have probably some left over.
Oh,
But then just
let it talk
everybody
just-
get something to eat before the game starts versus, you know, like we trying to ask the community for donations. Somebody may give us $5, we may not come up with it, but, you know.
That's a good, yeah, that's good. Let me write that down. Miss Shirley actually, Dampier, right here at, I don't know what you call it, Dampier's, she actually offered, to cater for us. But I did not get any details, cause I wanted to talk to parents first to see how they felt about it. But she did offer to cater.
Her granddaughter is on
So we may can get her to cater sometime and then get Subway, we might can do Subway for the away games. And then, but we're gonna see how much Miss, Dampier, you know, what her fee is and everything.
And then this is just another suggestion, like you said, we could just be in like us five, it's more parents than it is with us. And I understand money is hard to come by, and I have 4 kids myself, but if a parent can donate, like you said, water, and then parent can donate chips, you know, each parent can donate, get a help in the long run, even if we have some left over for the next game, we can just see what we're missing and just add to it. So that's another.
That's a good idea. Yes. Oh, no, so that's, so for those who can't go home and come back, they usually stay over anyway. My thing was, I just didn't like how they weren't getting anything to eat after the, after school before the game. Yes, ma'am, so if they wanna go, if they can go home and be back by, by the time that they need to be back, that's fine. I just want to make sure that they have something to eat. Any other questions? Okay, let's go ahead and turn to, and those of you who are virtual and online, I will have copies of the agenda, so y'all can come by the band hall, or, Monday, you can just tell your child, and I'll make sure that you get a copy of the agenda. Okay, so, the second page, I would say, I'm gonna save that for when Miss Young has a band booster, meeting. It's just said, I would like for you guys to vote on, how we're gonna handle the breaks. Are we gonna break in the stand or allow students to go to the concession stand? Let's go down to the second bullet point. So I actually have to get with, my band booster for that one also, because the visitor side concession stand is ran by band booster. It's also having to be stopped by band booster. So, you know I told you guys earlier how the band booster is responsible for all this other stuff that they gotta pay. Well, they have to stop the concession stand also. So we'll have to see how we're gonna work out that second bullet point where, cause I just feel like students should not have to pay, band members should not have to pay for food. That's just the way I feel. Because you guys, they're paying band fees, they should not have to pay for food. However, if we wanna go on these trips and they don't have the funds to get us there, we're gonna have to figure out a way to fund those trips and feed them for free. So we're gonna have to probably work together so y'all can, brainstorm and think of some ways we can kind of help grow our funds so that we can do some of the things I would like for us to do. I'm all for suggestions. But hopefully we can raise some money, doing fundraisers, and I have a couple of fundraisers in mind that I know will probably make us at least a little bit of money. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Anyone have anything to say about bullet point number 2 before we?
Can you go over, parents having to pay for uniforms?
Yeah, so, okay, so uniform, that's the next thing. Okay, so, the dancers and color guard, they have had to pay for their own uniforms for 3 years, 4 years. And so, initially, they were allowed to take dues because that can be very, I know I looked at some dance uniforms. Those uniforms are not cheap at all. They are very, very expensive, very expensive. And the nicer the uniform, the more money it costs. So, we have just been told this year that the dancers and the color guard will not be able to take dues. However, they will still need, now I know that they've already purchased uniforms. We're going to use the uniforms that they have already purchased for this year. However, they wear those nice, pretty, they're not stockings, they call something else, but those nice shimmer tights. But sometimes those shimmer tights might tear. They are $20 a tight. Now, we can't take dues. And I know some parents feel like I should only be responsible for my child's shimmer tights and my child's uniform and my child's shoes. However, just like I was saying earlier, we not only do we cover uniforms, but we have to be responsible for how we're gonna feel. We have to be responsible for how we're gonna get them from this campus to the other campus, or from this campus to the other school, which we have to play a different, play somewhere off. So the fees that are being asked are not just for uniforms. Yes, they are for uniforms and other things, but they are not just for uniforms. So I understand, because I used to be that parent saying that's too much money, and I don't think it's fair that I got I had to pay. I fussed about $75 until I realized how much is expected of, and we don't have, like football team, they have a budget. And they have what's called an athletic budget. If they want whatever, they can go to this athletic budget, but they don't really consider band members to be recipients of this budget. So that's really the purpose of fees. So hopefully, I helped you a little bit.
I wasn't here for the first part when you spoke about the fees, so on the front page where it says fees are $100 a shift, does that include dancers?
No, because they already did their uniform. So dancers and color guards, you guys won't have to do that $100. We may have to come together and talk about, a different fee involved. Because what y'all paid exceeds it. So we probably have to figure out a different solution, for it, as far as, trying to make sure they have funds, that they have, contributed funds to when we ready to meet the year. Yes, I was told that, we do the color guard, those days, could be $25. So, we may have to just sit down and come up with a way that we can compromise, but it will have to be a meeting where we sit down, target the principal, Dr. Cole, and Superintendent Hayes, to see if we can come up with a compromise. So, Michelle, so are you in agreement with that?
I didn't hear anything that
Okay,
was said.
so, because the dancers and the color guard have already exceeded that $100 fee with the uniforms, because the uniforms were over $100. So for them to contribute, to the band program so that they can, to help feed, the suggestion was that they donate 2 boxes of chips towards feeding the band, and and then with them included.
That's fine.
Okay.
Now, is this blue uniform that the color guard just purchased?
Yes.
Is that the only uniform they're gonna have for the season, or are they gonna need something else?
No, they will need something else for the winter.
Okay.
But I'm hoping that fundraising will supplement those fees.
Okay. And I'm in agreement with just whatever Booster can do to offset some of those costs for the uniforms.
Okay.
Because I prefer that we make sure they have that kind of stuff as opposed to feeding. Of course, we want to do what we can to feed them too, but they gotta have clothes.
And I agree with that too.
you think about it, how we was in school.
So actually, Dr. Kerr wanted,
Yes.
this is what she asked for. She said we gotta have a pep rally at some point during the first week of school. And she told me to get with the cheerleading coach. I had not done that yet. But she wanted a pep rally for that. She wanted a pep rally before the first home game. She wanted a pep rally for homecoming. It was 4 of them. I can't remember which one pep rally was for. But she did, Dr. Curry did ask for a pep rally.
And we host a pep rally before the first game. We can do glow in the dark. We can sell the glow in the dark sticks.
That's a good
And
idea.
it's, everybody don't wanna get the glow in the dark sticks because if you in the gym and it's gonna go with the lights off, you gonna wanna have your glow in the dark stuff on too. So they gonna have to buy it.
That's
And
a
we
good
can get by every entrance, right by the
That's a good
bed and on the other side too. So
Yeah.
the principal gonna wanna have, the principal gotta have it too. Everybody can have it.
Yep. That's a good idea.
After school days.
Yeah, so what happened, I was putting in the link and I sent it to everybody. And then the lightning kind of flashed and it knocked me out and I tried to resend it, but it just would not resend. So I got Justin recording me and I'm going to email the video.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
All right.
Thank you for bringing that up, because I was gonna mention it and I forgot to forget.
Okay. And then, the main thing is for the booster is, I need help in the concession stand.
Yes, and that's on, and it's one of my bullet points also. I think it's on that back page. We need volunteers for the concession stand, and also, I put, please volunteer to help, please. We got 2 people, the president and the vice president, and they are having to do everything. So the next bullet point, I think that's the page before the last. Officers are needed to assist the president and vice president. Of course, I think more information will be given out at the first Van Rooster, parent meeting, so please, I don't wanna sound like I'm begging, but I'm begging, please help. And so Ms. Young is our Van Rooster president, and she said she on her knees begging, so please help if you can.
Could you ask us, are we able to add trash bags, as a sale?
Can we sell trash bags?
It's out of a cone, it's $6 a bag. If you do $12, you'll still profit from it. So they're gonna take $6 from that $12 off top. So you'll profit $6 a bag and they'll profit $6 a bag.
And I think I put on there, the double good popcorn. I don't know much about it, but I know my daughter and my baby girl is in 2 different organizations and they both sold double good popcorn.
We got
So,
car wash, put that on there.
the only thing about the car wash is we'll have to get permission from like I don't know if it's the city council or what it is, but we have to, I have to go through, now we can do it if y'all want to.
So speaking on the car wash, we had a, car wash that I can't actually approve. This the first one we had, but it just have to be in the establishment that somebody owns, not the city of Prentice. So for instance,
Okay.
who's at the Prentice Mini Mart, Marvez was doing it, and he allowed us to do it, I think, okayed it, and we paid like $800.
So y'all want to, if Ms. Young, you want to do the car wash? Okay, so I'll put it on here.
Fish
And I will talk to Ike Haynes. Do I need to talk to Ike Haynes first or talk to?
Marvez, and once you, cause he gonna ask you what did Marvez say, and once
Gotcha.
Marvez give you the answer, then he gonna.
Do you have his contact information? Okay.
school dance like they used to have.
I have to get with, she said Marbez and, find out what he says on there. And then we'll go from there. So I probably can get a date, by the parent meeting, by the next meeting.
Yeah, somebody gonna have to stay.
Let's double back a minute.
Okay, I have a question right here.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
On the donations, business owners, the corporate sponsorship and business owners, if they donate, will they get like, ads or a banner or some sort of?
That's gonna be part of the ads or.
Well,
Or a banner or whatever?
so we can actually put, I know when I was in school, they had, it was like a book where it had the football players in it, you know, maybe some pictures of the band and stuff, and then we could have them to buy ads.
Or, Ms. McQueen, just to kind of shine light on your band program, whatever corporate business or business like donate, you know how banner girls hold a banner? Maybe we can get a banner made and whoever, like the band name in the middle and whoever sponsored the band, they can be put on that banner to show light to.
So that's a lot of times around. So that's why, so that's why we sponsor, but they don't have banners or ads.
Okay.
So probably by homecoming, if everything's set in stone, we can.
And actually Coca-Cola will do banners for us. Okay, that's a good idea.
So we said,
My father.
So let me add that to my paper. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about, you know what, the time is getting drawing near. I was trying to get it under, have meeting under an hour. So we talked about fundraisers. There's some more fundraiser ideas on the paper. Let's double back and talk about the uniform right quick for the band, like the instrument players. So Miss Parker, the former band director, she used to do the t-shirts for the band. I don't do t-shirts. So, this is my suggestion, because I wanna go, so the company that I'm trying to go with this year, is, Varsity. That's the company that the cheerleaders use. And I'm doing this because last year, the middle school I did my own t-shirts for the middle school band. And it was a hassle, because the person that I chose to do and she did an excellent job on t-shirts. However, she was not on the vendor list for the district. So they did not want to pay her. So I wanted to use a company that was already on the vendor list so that I won't have the issue of trying to, go back and forth on, why they should pay the person that I chose. However, there's always a bright side and a dark side. Varsity is the company I was talking about where the uniforms, where they send the representative, they take measurements, they go off, and then they come back. It takes a while. So, we may not have uniforms by August 22nd, which is the first game. So this is my suggestion. We can do maybe a royal blue polo shirt, and maybe some navy blue pants or khaki pants. What do y'all think? Royal blue and khaki. Well, if we go off of the fees that have already been paid, we won't have enough for uniforms. For the first game. We may have enough, you know, maybe that we can get them back by the first home game, but not the first initial game. So, if we do Royal Blue polos, we may can find somewhere, I know Miss Ann has patches in Columbia. Do you know anybody else that have like a patch that we put on the polo? What's that saying?
Maybe X, but the time frame ain't. I don't really know about it tonight.
So,
But if all fails, I'm just throwing myself out there, but
That's too
if
much.
you can go with the polo, do it. But I make shirts, and she also makes shirts.
the only
So,
thing is,
we're not looking to get paid. All we want everybody to do is get the
that's a
shirt.
lot, that's a lot, that's a lot.
But I mean,
And I know because how Jiffy does it, we can come up with a design.
Miss Maxine and Miss Tasha, the dance.
if the design can be kind of like the JDC middle school band shirts was,
It's
it's a print and press to go on.
Cause they're gonna already, we're gonna already
It's
submit
already
it on
done.
Jiffy.
All you gotta do is get the mail, print it, press it,
Something like 2 days.
3 seconds a shirt, baby.
Like,
Okay, so,
Oh, so they
They print the whole
They
thing.
print the whole
they do
thing.
everything. Okay, gotcha.
so is there a consensus, or y'all gonna volunteer? Y'all time
Since she got curls, I got curls.
Okay, so,
Now, you may see us at practice without heat press in the gym.
Yeah, right.
y'all a little bit here, you know, coaches. I'm already on thin ice with coach, cause, you know, I got to, yeah, I gotta buy him a coat or something. So Ms. Jones, so what we'll do is, vandals, we'll have vandals to buy the blank shirts.
My phone don't die.
And then, we'll get, Ms. Middleton and Ms. Max to press a simple, on the shirt. Hold on, what happened?
Someone who probably died. No, I brought.
It went black.
I put yours on charge.
Oh, how many band students are there? Okay, so, where's my paper?
Here.
That one under there.
No phone.
Okay, so. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, as of right now. Some of them coming, camp. But I'm saying secretary in the front office. She takes that money to the district band account. And the way they pay out of that account is through purchase orders when it comes to uniforms. So I don't think Jiffy takes purchase orders. Some band students started last year, because, Dr. Parker Alexander wanted them to pay, I think it was like by May 20th, I think she had them to pay by May 20th. So some band students did pay their fee already. And I have that spreadsheet of who paid. But some of them have not. Okay, so we will have to go with a company where I can use a purchase order.
All right, now. If we go ahead and,
Or we can use fundraiser money for that. Would we be able to do this car wash and use those funds for a shirt?
car wash,
What color shirts are we
trash bag.
Yes.
Car wash and,
Yeah, I was
trash,
told,
body bags.
So this came from Superintendent
You know,
Haynes.
trash
Because
bag,
I
body bag.
actually wanted Van Booster to get band figures.
Trash bag.
I was at a school in Gulfport and Van Booster got band figures. They had a lock safe deposit, but one of them, you know, those personal safes. They had a personal safe in the band hall and students put their money into that safe. And a Van Booster person came to get that money and took it to the Van Booster account. But Superintendent Hayes told me no. So, I'm trying to keep my job. everybody's shorts had to be needed. And I did khaki pants for when it got cool. So that'll be, and this is just for backup, and we can actually use those same t-shirts, and then, so when we go with varsity, all they have to do is get out, do our windsuits, and, so the uniforms that are in that closet are over 10 years old. They are over 10 years old, because this, matter of fact, I was told that the first band director, when they consolidated, ordered those uniforms, that was what, Mr. Newell, I think? So, we need uniforms. I think we can get by using the jackets. I'm not comfortable using those pants, because I was told throw them in the washing machine and wash them like they are jerseys and hang them up, and from experience, when you wash those uniforms, they come out wrinkled. I wanted to take them to the clears. I was told, no, the basketball coach has a washing machine. Why you taking them to the cleaner? So, I wanna order pants. We can keep the same jackets and just get new pants. So how do y'all feel about that? They're called Bibbers, and they're like overalls. Yeah. But I would like to at least get new pants, new Bibbers, because those things are over 10 years old. We need new ones. And, so my idea, now, I have a lot of bright ideas, they don't always make sense, but, so, I'm thinking, between now and homecoming, I'm going to reach out to Bassville and Prentice alumni band members. And I'm going to try to create an alumni band, and they will have to pay a fee to be in this band so that we can get uniforms. And they will be able to march in the homecoming parade and help us get new uniforms.
And option B can always be our sponsorships, let the sponsors sponsor our uniforms.
So,
Yeah.
so I know that's a dream of mine. I think we can fundraise enough to get Bibbers, but I want a whole new uniform at least by next year. Yes. And I want the alumni that be talking all that noise, standing out there, and they be talking about us, but they need to come. You know, they need to come help, put their money where their mouth is. So, you know, that's just one of my dreams. So I think we covered everything on my little paper. The football schedule is for high school and middle school, and that's because I'm trying to consolidate the middle school and high school. I want my 7th and 8th graders to perform with the high school. I think they've earned that right because they've been playing, some of them been playing since 6th grade, and last year I had one flute player who was 7th grade, that was her first year playing flute, and she outplayed everybody in the high school band and was in a band by herself when we went to her room. She was awesome, and she was the one person they asked me who can go represent the school, and she played for that community event they had at Carver by herself. She's just that good. So, but I have several that are just as good. Jack is one of them. So I want, even though he's 9th grade this year, but I want the 7th and 8th graders to be able to march with the high school. They've earned that right. However, so when they march with high school, I haven't asked y'all yet. But I'm gonna ask the high school students to come to middle school. just for the home games. So it's only 4 of them, September homecoming.
Well, they did it last year.
And October 6th. Yeah, Ms. Parker County just voluntold.
Yeah.
She
The whole
voluntold.
band didn't really know.
But yeah,
So
so
like,
I
you're
was
picking up
picking
songs
up
to be called.
to play for the middle school home games, and they just they'll just be, you know, merging with the middle school.
That sounds fine with me.
So that's all I have. Does anyone have anything else they wanna
Well,
share, add, question?
since you just said that, brought a bulb in my head. So the middle school and like middle school and the high school go by. So what if we do something like a big band day or something when the high school and the middle
Like
school?
a merge?
Yeah, and we sell some of the stuff, food and stuff. That's
You know
that
what, we can do that.
we can.
A merge. We can sell tickets.
We
See.
can sell t-shirts.
We can sell T-shirts,
Pom-poms,
pom-poms, fans.
yeah.
Everything we trying to sell at the football games, they can be a pre-sale. Now, in the pre-sale, we still
What you
gonna
think
have
about
it.
that, Ms. Young? So they wanna do a merge, like an event where the middle school joins the high school. And we can have this like on a Saturday, and we can sell tickets, T-shirts, pom-pom, everything that we would sell at a game, we can sell during this merge. So, I will get with, Dr. Curb and see if we can get a date for that.
Yeah. And see if we can figure out which way it'll be it could be the middle school or
Now,
the,
now, I actually have been told that I can use that field at the middle school. I did not use it for band camp because I was thinking, okay, if I gotta pay a bus driver, and I gotta put all these instruments on this bus, and then transport, I just felt like it was gonna be too much. However, for the merge, I can probably get the instruments over there early, like maybe that Thursday or that Friday, get the instruments already, so they'll be already at the school. And then you guys just come to the field. How would that work? And that's only if we can't use this one. I like using this one because it's bigger. But, for what we're trying to do, that field will work also. So, yeah, I'm good with that. Good idea. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. All right, so, anybody have anything else?
I do.
Yes.
Can we do something after the homecoming parade? Like coming up, when I was in the band, like it was always an activity at the band, well, Coach R did. And it was like different groups to come, they'll perform on the field. I'm not saying we got to like pay bands to come, but just something, like it'd be a lot of people out. And
Rather
the
than-
homecoming parade be like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So if they already in practice and then we can use the middle school, they're just another fundraiser, cause they don't wanna come. And that's where the parade stop at, it stop at the middle school. Just come on to the football field, we got something lined for, even if it's just us performing. You see,
You know
like,
what,
that's another
we
fundraiser.
can probably do that.
you had it on the list about Battle of the Bands. So
I put that on there?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't wanna say better than me, I want you to say, we think they
So-
want to be.
Well, so I put that on there because of what the community is used to. However, when I worked in Gulfport, they hosted, what they call competitions. And they would invite all these schools to come for these competitions. They would perform, but they were not a part of the competition. So like they knew that they couldn't get a trophy, but they hosted other schools and and they put their shows on the field. And and they had judges, and the judges picked, the top bands and whatever. And then the host band, they didn't get a trophy, but they got recognized for being the host band.
so
And they made a lot of money because they had stuff like, you paid to get in, and then you could pay to have to give a shout out to your band student who's in the band. So they had a basket where you pay, I think it was like $1 per shout out. So you had to pay $1 and write your little note, and then they would send the basket to the person in the press box, and they would shout that person's name out and read your message over the info. So and then they also had their t-shirts and pom-poms and hats and all that. Of course, it's Gulfport, they had more money to buy stuff, but I think we can modify it, to fit our budget and still profit from it.
Yeah, get the surrounding schools that we know, like East Marion to
Yeah,
East Marion to
I like that idea.
Lord. Like, yeah, we can split it up. We can split it up. Like, you had the big boy division and the smaller school division. Even though we'll be in the smaller school division, that we'll be like Hazelhurst and our big boy division be like Laurel and
I
Hattiesburg.
think we can definitely try to plan that out and see if we can make that happen.
I just said that.
Only thing is,
Oh, I love them.
so we can invite them, we can't battle them right now.
My girls can get down.
But my band, it was another year, and then we'd be able to battle them. It was-
So speaking of battle, I know this ain't part of the agenda. So when we go to East Marion, no?
Dang with the
We
smoke.
gotta get on these, we gotta get on these. We gotta be able to battle with more
We'll just do
songs
it in the
than-
stands.
We gotta be able to battle with more songs than we play And then if they wanted to eat something else, like if they wanted, a hot dog and a hamburger, but they were gonna have to pay for the extra. So, that's just a suggestion that I have.
And I know you had asked about the time that you had to be here. If you come to this gate or this gate and Chief's out there and he locked the gate by 5:45.
Well, actually, but he's gonna have a list.
Oh, so we gonna have to let us in.
Yeah, he'll have a list, cause I'm going to make sure he gets that list.
Make me go around the thing and pay.
Before, I'm trying to make sure he get that list Friday morning, since he has an office here. I'm gonna make sure that list is in his office Friday morning. And he'll have a list.
That's good. Yeah, cause they, especially her.
If you could have days where I be like just got off, I'm coming and I usually park right here. And I be parked beside Coach Woody, he be like, go to the park, go over there and go pay. And I'm like, I'm the dancing coach, like, and I go only say.
So we may have to park, so we may have to sit close to it, cause that's in on that side over there, if I can't get in there.
And you already have a problem with us parking, they just that gate be locked.
Yeah, and on game nights, I don't have people that they tell us we can lock on them. Okay, so why is it? All right, so for real this time, that's all I have. I'm going to, like I said, try to email this video to all parents so everybody sign in that's here. So that I won't email you, again. I think some of you probably got that initial Zoom email.
Yeah.
And then that storm wouldn't let me be great. Say that again. So let me get with, I'm gonna send ICAM an email today. And I'm gonna follow up on Monday, so you can kind of give me some type of guidance on that. And then, so after that, we'll probably have a parent meeting before then.